Good morning. It is day 53 on the AT. We are up and out early. It is about 7:35. And our intention was to be out by 8:30ish, but we got woken up by birds at about 6:15 this morning. And I had to go to the bathroom, so we stayed up. But day 53 is going to be great. Day 52 was awesome. Rockhound and Mominator got to the shelter. They're from Arizona, and they are just an older married couple. They like to hike all the time. She tried to do the Maryland section with her sister back in 2024, and they had to get off trail at Dahlgren Campground. So she made it about halfway through. And now she's back with her husband to finish it. So they started at Penmar and are heading solo. And then, of course, we're heading Nobo. But they were hilarious. Great companionship last night at the shelter. And Rockhound is like Reptile. He loves to collect rocks. So he already had a handful of rocks that he wanted to take home. But alright, I'll show you what the trail looks like and our pretty sunrise that we've had. Alright. Let the camera refocus there. Sunrise. Sunrise has been around 6:30ish. But beautiful morning. We have a little bit of a ridge walk. Then we get to the rocks. We have a rock bluff to go down. We have a rock scramble to go over. So that'll be fun today. The one thing about the northern half of the Maryland section is all the down trees. I don't know what kind of storm they had, winter storm, spring storm, whatever, but and it has to be a couple years ago because the trees don't look fresh. They look like they've been there for a while. But I don't remember that from last year, all the down trees. There's lots of them. So, we're going to be finishing up at Penmar today, and I'm really excited, and get the Maryland section done. There was a young couple that came into camp to rest for a few minutes last night, and they were trying to do the 4-state challenge. Basically, you cross the Virginia Bridge into Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, then you jump into Maryland and hike to Maryland, then you go to the Mason-Dixon line at Penmar, and you go into Pennsylvania. So there's your 4 states: Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. It's a little over 42 miles. And people try to do it in a 24-hour period. So when they left the shelter last night at 7-ish, they still had 9 miles to go. So I'm sure they made it. They seem to be pretty young and athletic, and they were not thinking 9 miles to do before dark. Or maybe they hiked in the dark. Don't know. That was a big deal for them. So great for them. But, alright. I'll take pictures of all the pretty stuff like normal. And my battery is still dying. So, it'll be a shorter day today. I used so much battery yesterday trying to film everything. And, today we need to conserve some battery. Because this makes day 7 on trail. Which makes day 7 of not showering. Which makes day 7 of everything. So we are ready to get a shower. We took a Blue Blaze detour to High Rock. And I've seen pictures of it, but it didn't have all of this fencing. It's just a rock formation that has gotten spray painted year after year after year of people. But there's a road that goes up here. And there's a car, actually. Had no idea. But let's see what the lookout looks like. That is awesome. You can see in the Pennsylvania. That's Pennsylvania. Those mountains over there. All the farmlands of Maryland. Wow. Very cool. So when Mom and I came at 25, we were too exhausted to take the quarter-mile trek to High Rock after climbing up this bluff, because you do have to climb up the bluff on the AT when you're heading Sobo. And we did not come here, but I'm so glad we took a few minutes to come here today. It's just amazing. Just amazing. Very cool. We don't have any spray paint, so we won't be leaving our signature, but...
Look down.
What a... I did. Look down. Crazy. Very cool. Well, let's see what else we can find. Alright, so Reptile and I are discussing how Marilyn loves to use the grassy field as her picture, and it's the easiest day in the AT. But this is downhill or uphill, depending on where you're going. And there's no path, you're just rock climbing. So I think Marilyn is trying to get you ready for Pennsylvania. We had a ridge runner last night at camp. Josh, I don't know what his trail name was, but he said that that this part of Maryland is pretty sketchy with rocks. Really, it's like the last 5 miles. You get into Pennsylvania, and from the border to Duncannon, Pennsylvania, is fairly good. But after Duncannon, he said it can just go to hell, because there's no spot to put your foot. It is all sharp rock. And this is the trail.
There is no trail.
There is no trail.
You make your own shit.
What did Doc Brown say? He said, roads, we're going. We don't need roads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't need trails. We just mount and goat our way down here.
Show me a blaze and I'll follow it.
I'm like, I don't know if Ibex would have liked this or not, but it's some pretty good steps. Okay, I just wanted to show what some of this rock looked like. I know from last year we have another huge rock scramble after we make it down this hill, and we have to go up another little rock scramble, but to save battery, ta-ta for now. So we made it to our second rock scramble of the day, and this one we're having to navigate up instead of down. But again, where the path goes is just a suggestion. You make your own way and hope that you don't fall. It's just rocks. Just rocks. But we're making it. Making good time to get to Penmar. And we've got some views while we get there, and then we'll walk the 3/10 into Pennsylvania to get to the Mason-Dixon line. And that, luckily, is flat, but we do get to cross our railroad tracks when we get there. So that is what we've come up. I don't know if you can see the couple white blazes down there. And that's where we're going. Fun times. White blaze on the gate. We are going back to where it all started for me. The Mason-Dixon line. Penmar Park. The border between Pennsylvania and Maryland. And that telephone pole has a blaze on it too. Oh. We get to cross the railroad tracks.
Apparently crossed them illegally, but there's no crossing.
Yes, there was multiple signs at the southern half of Maryland that said, "Do not cross tracks illegally," which I thought was crazy. But here we go. Appalachian Trail. Crossing the tracks. Alright. We just walked into Pennsylvania. So the tracks pretty much follow the border. Yay! I see the box. So it only took a year and a month to make it back here, and 53 days on trail, and 7-ish leisurely days of walking through Maryland, because we did some really short days. But like the Mason-Dixon line. Woohoo! Yay! We're back! The Mason-Dixon line! Woohoo! Alright, let's check the mailbox. Alright, we made it to Penmar Park. This is the overlook. It overlooks the same as High Rock, which is really interesting. You can see the elevation difference. But amazing. They're working on the park, but I highly doubt that the bathrooms are open. But we could go look in a minute. Very cool. The trail comes that way, and you walk through the park, and the Mason-Dixon line is that way. So, very excited. Finished Maryland. It's awesome. Awesome view. We're in an actually covered pavilion right now, so that is so nice. Alright, so I just totaled it up. We have cleared 260.8 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and this is where our journey ends. So we are going to hop off trail here at Penmar. We walked the 0.3 up to the Mason-Dixon line into Pennsylvania, and we're going to get off trail and have some other adventures, hopefully, before we have to find jobs again. So, alright, Reptile, you want to say bye? Alright, so, okay, happy trails to everybody, and thanks for following along. Penmar is a stopping point on the AT for us. I'm sure we'll come back and do some section hiking, but through hiking is not going to happen this year. But that's okay. Hike your own hike, everyone.